Welcome back to From the South. In Ecuador, the National Electoral Council officially inaugurated this Thursday the early voting date with a vote of imminent without an enforceable sentence. During a ceremony in Quito, the president of the CNE, Diana Almaid, detailed that 4,756 teens exercised the right to vote in 20 provinces of the country in coordination with armed forces and the national police. The official clarified after the voting date this Thursday the content of the consigned vote will be carried out once the general voting of the second electoral round is concluded next Sunday. In Peru, social security and health sector workers continue in an indefinite strike to demand labor and salary improvements. The workers' unions continue with its position of remaining off strike indefinitely to demand compliance with the 2023 collective bargaining agreements. They are also demanding the elimination of what they qualify as a precarious labor regime and the administrative service contract. In Venezuela, ceremonies commemorating the Day of Indigenous Resistance began with the raising of the flag of the national pantheon. The patriotic flag was raised on the flagpole placed in front of the pantheon while representative of the indigenous peoples, members of the executive and representative of the military high command sang the national anthem. After the protocol was completed, the authorities proceeded to sign the official document that closed the solemn act. Among other activities to be carried out on this day, there will be a homage to at the Cuartel de la Montaña located in the parish of 23 de Enero. Since October 10, 2002, by the presidential decree numbered 2028, October 12th is commemorated in Venezuela as the Day of the Indigenous Resistance in honor to the perseverance struggle for the dignity, cultural, and human diversity of the native peoples of America. In Venezuela, social organizations hold a rally in support of the Palestinian people to demand the Israeli side. In Caracas City, more than 60 pro-Palestinian organizations expressed their solidarity towards the Palestinian people. In this sense, citizens denounced before the United Nations organizations the crimes against humanity committed by the Israeli occupying forces. The coordinator for the Platform of Solidarity with Palestine in the South American country, Hindu Anderi, points out that it is necessary to highlight by all means how Palestine has been at the forefront of the defense of its territory. During the 6th meeting of the International Forum of the Russian Energy Week, Venezuelan Vice President TeleSUR Rodriguez assured that Western sanctions against Venezuela remains intact. TeleSUR Rodriguez stated that the unilateral coercive measures imposed by the United States and the European Union caused serious damage to the Venezuelan economy. The high official also indicated that the impact of the sanctions against the country has had as a consequence the loss of thousands of dollars in oil production. A full veto by President Luis Ignacio Lula da Silva of the bill that establishes the temporary framework for the demarcation of indigenous lands. The agency's legal opinion was sent to the presidency of the Republic, attesting to the unconstitutionality of the bill approved by Congress, which, in addition to the temporary framework, imposes other provisions that affect the rights of the indigenous peoples. The legal opinion questions the way in which the bill addresses the content of the isolated peoples, the possibility of economic exploration of indigenous lands by third parties, loss of territory due to the alleged acculturation, and the cultivation of genetically modified foods. In the United States, the United Auto Workers Union has intensified its strikes against the 3 major auto manufacturers in Detroit. On Wednesday, some 8,700 members walked off the job at the Ford truck plant in Louisville, Kentucky, to join more than 25,000 union members in the strike against the big three U.S. automakers, General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis. In the statement, Ford called the extension of strike extremely irresponsible, warning that such extension will have painful consequences. Let's take our last break, but remember you can now join us on our YouTube channel at TeleSUR English, where you'll be able to watch our interviews, top stories, special broadcasts, and more. Hit the subscribe button and active the notification bell to stay up to date on the world's most recent events. One final short break, don't go away. Welcome back. On Thursday, in India, local media reported that at least 4 people were killed and 100 injured after an express train derailed inside of a beard. The accident occurred on Wednesday night when 3 wagons of the New East Express bound for the Kaman from New Delhi went off the railway line near the Buxar town for unknown reasons. Buxar District Magistrate told reporters that research operation was completed on Thursday with the support of specialized teams, police, and local resistance. South Korea got its first close-up view on one new bird of giant panda cubs on Thursday at the ceremony to reveal their names and celebrate 100 days since their birth. The female name Ryo Bao Rice Treasured and Hui Bao Bright Treasured were born at Everlanthen Park near the capital Seoul in July and have since received an outpouring of enthusiasm and affection. About 500,000 panda lovers held but choose their names through online voting, according to the zoo, and a handful of lucky fans were invited to celebrate on Thursday. In Cuba, the Solidarity with Panama School, founded by Fidel Castro in December 1989, is a national reference institution with 2 main objectives: the physical rehabilitation and psychological stabilization of primary and secondary school children. Monica Patricia Ormanzano works third. She is the principal character of the 4th episode of our series Cuba on the Move.
The Solidarity with Panama School always amazes the visitor. The neatness of its spaces, the excellence of its faculty, and the permanent joy of its children despite the adversities that life has imposed on them are simply contagious. That is why the young Monica Patricia Ormaza did not hesitate, not even for a minute, in choosing this place to become a professional after finishing her studies at the University of Havana.
When I finished psychology, I leaned towards working with children. Even though many people told me that because of my language, this would be very complex. Because an adult adapts to a certain extent, different than a child. But not at all. It was a big surprise. Children understand me as much or more than an adult person. It was surprising to me.
Monica is a psychologist who says that she's a simple Cuban who, despite suffering from brain paralysis, was fortunate enough to attend university. Today, she feels fulfilled at this school where she cares for children like Ernesto. She explains to TeleSUR that because of all the work at the institution, Ernesto, who used to be a shy child, now communicates and has a better development. How can you explain that a country like Cuba, with so many difficulties, can have a school like this, where children can study and it doesn't cost them anything?
Because it is a great country. A country that always puts human quality above everything else. And does not leave everyone behind. It is a country where there is no discrimination, where a disabled child is not synonym of segregation.
Monica says that the children at the school are an example. She has learned from them and their willingness to perform. That's why she aspires to continue improving herself.
To continue improving myself as a professional, so that these children, in spite of their disabilities, can develop their full potential.
What are your main characteristics?
I am supportive, honest. I like challenges.
Would you like a life partner? Have you ever fallen in love?
I have had partners.
You don't have a boyfriend now?
No at the moment.
And do you think you can have a family?
Yes.
The director of Solidarity with Panama, an experienced pedagogue that has led the school for 34 years and says that she is the happiest person in Cuba, explains to TeleSUR that Monica is an example of perseverance for her children. When there is the will to fight and succeed, she adds, you become whatever you want to be.
If we spend our life complaining about problems, those problems aren't solved, and we have learned that here. I believe that no one has it more difficult than our children here. And you have seen it. You have not seen a child crying. You have seen the child that I carry and huge here. Is there something stronger than that? And he laughs, he enjoys. So what problem are we going to have that we can't overcome so that the school shines? Besides, we have something that we never forget, that we remember every day, that here are the steps of Fidel in the hallway, because he inaugurated the school.
From the experience of his 12 years of age, little Michael used the visit of the Cuba on the Move team to show the atmosphere that is usual here.
It may be that some machetes get caught in the mud. It may be that some nights the stars don't want to come out. It may be that with my arms I have to walk like this. But despite the difficulties, Cuba goes.
Before leaving, Monica confessed to the Cuba on the Move team that although she cannot deny reality and recognizes her objective limitations, she considers herself to be an independent woman.
Fabiola Lopez, TeleSUR.
We have come to the end of this news brief, but you can find these and many other stories on our website at telesurenglish.net. You can also use us on our socials. We're on Facebook and X and on Instagram as well. For TeleSUR English and from the South, I'm Ana Marrero. Thank you for watching.